Hey, this is Dirk with Soulcraft Goods, and this week we're making a game ball American wallet. Not with the collegiate game ball leather I have on my site, but with an actual Mizzou game ball that a customer sent me to use. I'm going to touch on almost all the processes required to make something like this traditional American bifold made from American football leather. So let's dive in. With a very sharp knife, I carefully disassemble the ball into 4 distinct panels, cutting each and every stitch. On these Nike Vapor Elite balls, they are also stitched along the white stripe. I think that Nike thinks that this adds grip and texture. Based on touching thousands of different footballs, I think exposed stitching ends up just being a weak point, especially if the ball is ever thrown on gravel or concrete. Maybe that's Nike doing some planned obsolescence. Who knows? Beneath the leather, there is always a canvas or cloth backing so that the leather doesn't stretch out and weaken over time. Footballs are subject to a lot of impact forces, so the leather needs some modern reinforcement to help with the ball's longevity. I don't have a good use for the hundreds of pounds of canvas scrap I've thrown away over the years. Any ideas? Hey, you want them? The laces are kept simply because they look cool in a bin and I can't get myself to throw them away. Again, do you want these? The ball leather is ready for a bath. This process is called wet molding. I really just need the edges to stretch out enough for the leather to remember to lay flat again. I press the leather flat with pavers or granite for at least 24 hours, sometimes much more. Boom, 24 hours has passed and the leather is dry, flat, and ready to use. Since I make so many of these wallets, I made metal and acrylic templates for each piece and I traced them before cutting them out. These internal panels need to be modified to remove the corners and thinned out to remove any unnecessary bulk. The black granite here serves as a slick work surface while I use this French skiver and remove the bulk of the internal panels by hand. This takes lots of practice, and I think the hardest part is knowing how to keep the edge razor sharp. The skiver won't work at all if the edge is not perfectly sharp. In my leatherworking, I do a ton of test fitting. Just like when I was in math class, most of my work was done by guessing and checking. To each their own. I really like the added assurance. I'm using a marking gauge here to show where my stitching needs to go. I see a lot of leatherworkers have really nice tools, and I used to want them too, but I quickly got over that when I realized that the best tools for any craftsman are his or her hands and mind. For example, there is not a marking gauge on the planet, no matter how expensive or accurate, that will noticeably help to improve my leatherwork. Doing this 10,000 times is what has improved my leatherwork. This here is water-based contact cement, basically Elmer's glue for leatherworkers. It's just used to hold the leather in place while stitching. On the outside, with a very small hole, I marked where the stitching stops on the inside so that I don't stitch too far and the stitching can perfectly match up on both the inside and the outside. Time to stitch. My sewing machine is an old Sailrite machine that was sold under the Tandy umbrella. It is essentially a Sailrite Ultrafeed LS series modified for thicker material and more speed control. If you're not familiar, this is a traditional American style bifold from a Nike Mizzou game ball that a customer sent me to use. If you don't have a ball to send me, don't worry. I have tracked down a bunch of college and NFL balls that are ready to use. Everything is made by hand by me, one at a time, just like this. And every one of my goods comes with a lifetime guarantee. I stand behind my work, which is available at soulcraftgoods.com. All the links are available in the description. Can't forget to throw in a free forever bracelet. Thanks for hanging out with me in my workshop, and don't forget to love on somebody who needs it today.